Hi guys, my name is Kelsey, Paris Morton, whatever you want to call me. I really don't care, but a lot of people have been asking me lately how I keep my hair looking so nice and pretty and my curls are just full and beautiful. Well, they're clearly not today. It's hair wash day. I only wash my hair maybe once a week, just personal preference, because my hair does get very dry and greasy at the same time, which like doesn't make sense, but curly hair girls get what I'm talking about. I'm biracial, so whenever you have a biracial child, you really don't know what you're going to get when it comes to their hair. Personally, I like Redken. I use the All Soft in the liter bottles. I got them from Ulta. They're about $30 to $40 a bottle, depending on which line you go with. I like the All Soft just because it makes my hair soft. But there is another one called Frizz Dismiss that's really good for people who have hair like mine. I believe it's sulfate free. Sulfates are chemicals basically in the shampoo. If you have a lot of dry, unruly, brittle, damaged hair, I personally suggest something getting sulfate free. Just so that way you're not drying your hair out as you're trying to moisturize it as well. Me, my hair is healthy, so I don't need a sulfate-free shampoo and conditioner. However, I do suggest it for someone else who's just starting out on their natural, pretty, beautiful hair journey. If you're washing your hair once a week, you should co-wash it as well. Co-washing just means washing with conditioner. Maybe like once or twice a week, depending on what you're doing. Obviously, if you're going swimming or your child's going swimming in the summer, you need to wash their hair as soon as they're done swimming. Also, put their hair up if they're swimming. Do not let it be down, because that's going to turn into a big matted ball mess, and you're going to have a really hard time trying to get it out of there without making your child hate you, or making yourself hate you for that matter. But yeah, just keep their hair up in the pool, wash it, get that chlorine out of it. If you're just sweaty, I would say you can probably do a co-wash if you've washed your hair already that week. My hair's halfway down my back, but of course shrinkage, so it probably sits about right here whenever it's dry. But right now it's been in a bun for the last couple of days, so it's really bad. This is what we're working with here. It's a lot of hair. It looks like it's really dry, but it's just because we haven't washed it. So I'm just washing in the kitchen sink so that way you guys can see what I'm doing. But wash your hair normally like you would. Hot water for your shampoo, cold water for your conditioner to hold your moisture in your hair. I shampoo twice, as you're supposed to do. The first shampoo is kind of just to get it in there. The second one is more so lathering, and you'll notice that it bubbles up a whole lot more versus where that first one doesn't really do that. Conditioner, I probably let sit in my hair for like 10 to 15 minutes, depending on what I'm doing. If I'm in the shower, I'll shampoo my hair first and then condition it, put it up in a bun or put a shower cap on so that way it stays up there and it soaks up the moisture. Wash my body, shave my legs, do what I need to do, and then go ahead and turn that water to cold and just rinse my hair out as I comb through my hair in the shower. It just makes it a lot easier on you and your child if you're doing your child's hair. If not, and you're doing it in the sink like I am, probably don't want to comb through it while your hair is upside down, but definitely still rinse it in that cool water. And then as soon as you are done washing, flip your hair back and start to comb out so that way you have a natural, my hair is going back and you're combing naturally versus trying to comb the opposite pattern of your hair and it doesn't mess up your hair pattern. Okay, well, let's go ahead and get started with this hair wash on this thing that I got up here. Okay, you can see we're soaking wet. We're good to go. Ready for the first shampoo. Now because I have so much hair, I usually section out the way that I wash it, but doing it upside down is kind of hard. So we're just gonna get the scalp first. And kind of go from there. Again, you can see it's really not that soapy, but I'm also only on my scalp. So let's get some more, and we're gonna start working our way down into the curls. Don't be afraid to use your shampoo. Like, your shampoo's your friend. You want to use it. You want to get your hair clean. Nobody wants nasty hair. Like, that's just grody. Alright, so really not that soapy, not that lathery. My hair is covered. I can hear it. I can hear all the soaps and shampoos in here. I'm gonna go ahead and do my first rinse. Alright, we have got shampoo number 1 down. We're going back for round 2. I can already tell there's a crazy difference in the amount of soap suds in this go around. Let me see. Oh yeah, it's a lot soapier, as you can see. All the soapies. Not so much down here, but definitely up on my scalp. Oh man. Alright, now you can see down here everything is all soaped up and whatnot. Got the good stuff. Let's get in the middle. Sometimes you have to part your hair to make sure that you're getting every strand. I know it's sometimes hard to get in the middle, just because we don't usually pick our hair apart like this. Whenever we're just washing, we think we can do it all in one kind of big lump, but if you have really thick hair, as you can see I do, you need to pick it apart. Usually your biracial children will have really, really, really thick hair. Sometimes they don't, but it's usually the case. I personally feel like my hair is shampooed and that it's clean, so I'm gonna go ahead. Ew. I'm gonna go ahead and do my rinse, so that way I can start conditioning. As you can see, everything's good. Looking nice. Okay. And you're probably going to be like, oh my god, all my hair's coming out. It's supposed to, guys. You're supposed to shed. It's cool. It's natural. The only way you're going to get new hair is if you shed this old hair. Get it out of there. Alright. I have got all my lovely treats from going down the drain. We're completely rinsed out now. We're gonna condition. With conditioner, I'm backwards. I do not start at my scalp. I start at my ends first and work my way up just so I can maintain complete moisture. Again, you may have to part your hair just to be sure. I'm just probably gonna do this section first. Usually, whenever you buy shampoo and conditioner, you should run out of conditioner first because you're like really supposed to moisten your hair, especially if it's dry. You really want to use that conditioner. Get in there. Don't be shy. Okay. Lord, this is hard without clips. I should have thought about that. Oh well, we'll make do. With your conditioner, you don't necessarily need to get it all over your scalp like with your shampoo, just because it can clog your pores. You don't really need to do that. Your hair is what you're worried about. Anywhere that's more so dry and brittle, feel free to apply more. I personally, like I said earlier, like doing this in the shower, and I will bun mine up like this. My hair is long enough where I can just kind of tuck it and let it sit like this for probably a good 10 to 15 minutes, just depending on how much time you have. Obviously, you don't want to wash your hair when you're in a rush because then you're not washing it right and you're missing pieces. Your hair is not as clean as it should be. You're not able to moisturize completely. It's not a smart decision. If you need to co-wash and you're in a rush, absolutely by all means. Again, co-washing is just wetting your hair like we just did, and only conditioning it, not using shampoo, and kind of letting it still sit on your head for a few minutes or sit up in a shower cap or whatever you need to do for a little while, just so that way your hair can try to retain the moisture instead of you just rinsing it out. It's not going to do anything. You just wasted your time and your money on the conditioner that you paid for. Sulfate, let's think. Sulfates are something you want to avoid. Alcohol in your products are something that you really want to avoid. Alcohol is really drying. We know alcohol dries things out, makes you dehydrated. It's dehydrating your hair as well. Cantu and Shea Moisture are two of the biggest brands that everyone's like, oh my god, they're great. No, they're not. They're awful. They're full of alcohol. The first ingredient is water, and the alcohol is between the second and sixth ingredient. The majority of things that you're gonna find at your local store, like Target and Walmart, if you are able to go through all the products that you have, figure out what has alcohol in it, what doesn't have alcohol in it, what's safe to use on your hair, what's expired, what's old, what smells bad now, because stuff will start to smell bad after a while if you have it for too long. I personally don't like using a lot of scented stuff in my hair because perfume is alcohol. It's going to dry my hair out. I don't like putting coconut oil in my hair. I don't feel like it does anything. I feel like it's Vaseline, and it kind of just sits on my hair instead of absorbing it. It's just not. Personally, I don't like it. If you're going to use it, don't put it on your scalp. It'll clog your pores. Again, not going to let your hair grow if your pores are clogged. But it's personal preference. Redken makes a lot of different styling products along with just like moisture products. So the Frizz Dismiss line has curling cream, and it has natural oil cream, has leave-in sprays, I usually don't use any of that stuff. I'll kind of go find some other stuff, that way I can wear my hair down, because that stuff doesn't really control my curls. Again, what works for me does not mean it's going to work for you. These are just my suggestions. These have worked for me for a while. I've used them on other people's hair, and I feel like they work on their hair as well. It's all on your texture, your preference, and what you really want your hair to do at the end of the day. So, kind of got to pick and choose and spend more money than we need to. But Ulta, however, in the state of Virginia, I'm not sure if it does this in any other state, but if you keep your receipt, you bring your product back within 30 days, and there's still 80% of the product in the bottle, they will allow you to exchange it for another one. That's been my experience. I used to work there a couple years ago. That was the policy. Not sure if it still is, but it's always worth a try. Again, that's at Ulta, not anywhere else. Well, that's about it for now. I'm gonna wait for this to dry. Not dry. Wait for this to soak up. And I'm gonna rinse it, and I will give you some tips on how to comb your hair out.